Hey, what's up everybody? It's TR with Earth Angel Mushrooms. So I figured today we'd make another video and we would go a little bit more in depth on how I make spawn and how we make cultures. So I got one of my guys here today. Wave at the camera again. So he's new, so it works out perfectly because I'm sort of teaching him how to do cultures and spawn. So I can go over it more easily with you guys too. So I'm going to walk outside here and I'll walk you from the front of my clean room. So on the outside of the clean room, I have a foot bath. So we dip our feet, scrub our feet, and then we go into the clean room. So this room we try to keep super clean. I use bleach and I also use another product. It's called Sand T10 Plus. It's a quaternary ammonia based product. So the good thing about this is it's non-corrosive. It's super common in the mushroom industry to use quaternary ammonia based products. It's great. So I alternate back and forth, but I like to use that because it doesn't corrode stuff. So anyway, let's leave this up here. So we have sterilized wheat. I use wheat, millet. I prefer millet, but wheat is cheaper, so sometimes I go back and forth. We sterilize this, and in the autoclave, I bring it up to pressure and temperature, and I have it there for 3 hours. So we just started the schedule of cultures and spawn. I think in my last video that we went over that I never want to use refrigerated spawn again. If I have it in my means to be able to use fresh spawn and fresh cultures, the only thing that I am ever going to use from this point forward is fresh cultures. That means that the culture is just colonized, and right then we transfer it either to another culture or transfer it to G1 and then G1 to G2. So one thing we're going to go over here. So my alcohol lamp, which I use, will only burn with 90% alcohol. So this is what we're using today. It's a little propane torch. I used to use literally a big lighter. So you don't need to get all bent out of shape for sterilizing your scalpel as long as you have a flame and it's clean. So Gabe's already fucking up, so I'm going to show you what he's doing. So we want to leave this on, and we want to leave our culture as close to the HEPA filter as we can and not screw around with it. And then as we go from culture to culture, so we started with, we got a shiitake culture there. I use shiitake 3790. For me, in my experience, it's the best one that I've found. So we start by cleaning our whole area. Starting with outside, we have our foot bath, we have our table clean, we have our clean room clean. I am more stringent and anal retentive on spawn and cultures than anything else. So, because this is what's going to screw up everything. If you screw up spawn, it will just wreak havoc on you. So we clean up our workstation, get it all ready, and let's go ahead and we'll leave this on so we don't have to screw around with it. So we got a torch. You can use a torch, you can use a Bic lighter, you can use an alcohol lamp, you can use one of those nifty $500 scalpel sterilizer things. Anyway, blades for scalpels, they're disposable, they're dirt cheap. We put a new blade on the scalpel every time we're making cultures, or when it gets dull, we'll replace it again. And then in between, every time we touch that culture, we're going to put it in front of the flame. You can see that he's putting it in front of the flame now. So we're making G1s, generation 1, which means culture to grain. That's good. Then we're going to let it cool just a little bit. And then he's going to open that culture, keeping the lid towards the flow of the air. We're going to cut a piece. we're going to grab that agar and we're going to put it in the bag. Sometimes it gets tricky. That's good, just 2 wedges. So if you guys can see, he's grabbing, I don't know, that Petri dish, we probably cut it into tenths, you know, just cut it like a pie. Now the second he's done grabbing the wedges, covers it back up, drops that, and then we're gonna seal the bag. So one good habit to get into when you're making cultures and when you're making spawn is you start, let's say we're doing shiitake cultures, shiitake spawn. You take that one culture and you do all the shiitakes, and every single bag you do, you mark that bag, mark that jar, because it only takes one screwed up jar or one screwed up bag to then make a whole bunch of G2, which then makes a whole bunch of production bags. And the last thing I want is 500 king bags or 500 oyster bags, and I wanted 500 shiitake bags. So the main thing is where my thought process or how I do things is I try to set up every single thing that I possibly can, so I'm not, 1, coming in and out of the clean room, 2, moving around all the bags where you don't need to. So I try to have my scalpel laid out, my alcohol laid out, my cultures laid out, my paper towels laid out, and everything that you touch, you want to have alcohol cleaned it. So we're gonna go through the rest of these. We have some G2 bags. I do 10-pound G2 bags. I do 4-pound G1 bags. And like I said, these are wheat. We'll look in the autoclave. I just did some more last night, and a lot of those are millet. And then we have regular production bags out here. So again, we go from the foot bath outside, clean room's clean, clean your feet, clean your body, shower when you come in, then alcohol your hands, mask, gloves, make sure these are sterile, make sure your cultures are good, have everything set up. Other than that, people get bent out of shape on just that it's more complex than what it is. It's not. Just stay clean, do lots of them, because you are going to contaminate some. Anyway, hopefully this helped you guys out. We'll talk to you later.